Ladies and gentlemen, we are at halftime. Thank you for joining me. I am Coach Gene Clemons, New York Giants on SI. That's where you get all of your New York Giants news and information from. Make sure you go over there and check it out. Shout out to Derek Grant in here early. Shout out to the Big Moo in here early. Let's go. Hey, first off, before we do anything, we got to give our prayers. Send all of your well wishes up for Malik Neighbors. Make sure that he can hear all of the prayers. Make sure that the football gods can hear all the prayers. It would be nothing worse than to have a quarterback change that's supposed to help unlock or continue to unlock Malik Neighbors, only to then lose Malik Neighbors for the season, where we don't get a chance to see the chemistry of these two young men continue to grow over this season. I think I haven't heard any word. I haven't heard anything from anybody that I know. I know that when I get off of here, if I've got my phone with me right now, we haven't heard anything yet. I'll tell you a decent sign. I don't know if it's going to end up this way, but when he was being carted off, he had both knees. He moved both knees up into a bent position. Normally, and again, I'm not a doctor. Normally, when it's an ACL or MCL injury, you don't want to bend your leg. You don't, because your knee is in, there's a lot of pain there. There's a lot of trauma there. Hopefully it's a hyperextension. I think that would be the best case scenario, is that it's a hyperextension. Maybe he misses a few weeks. Obviously, worst case scenario is that there's some ligament damage that's been done and he has to miss the season. We don't wish that on him. But getting to the game. First off, up until the end of the first half, you have to applaud the effort of the New York Giants defense. Right up until that point where they gave up the touchdown because and I'm going to blame the safety on this. To me, he's supposed to be over the top. That is why the cornerback attacks on the short route, because he knows he has help over the top. You don't bite on the short route if you don't know you have help over the top. There was supposed to be help over the top. He didn't get there on time. That's on him, right? And that's big, because now you, instead of going in to halftime with a 10-point lead, you go into halftime with a 3-point lead, and now you're still in the situation where you've got to continue to fight. Here's some things I like. I like the play calling and how they were switching it up and using the quarterback in the run game. I'm going to say something, and some of you might not like it, or may just not like what it means. But this instantly looked similar to the 2022 offense. This looked instantly similar to when Daniel Jones had his best season as a Giant. It was a lot of Daniel Jones running all with the run game, right? There were not a lot of touchdowns, right? It was a lot of Daniel Jones running, him getting into the end zone with his legs, but there were not a lot of touchdowns. There was a lot of 3 points instead of 7 points. I talked about it ad nauseum that season. Said, hey, this team's got to find a way to get more touchdowns. It's become my calling card over the next 3 seasons, 22, 23, 24. Lots and lots of field goals, not enough touchdowns. What happens? Dexter Lawrence makes an absolutely phenomenal play. tips the ball down, catches it himself. He's running to the end zone. He doesn't get in. You got the ball inside the 5. You don't score a touchdown. To me, that is unforgivable when you have an athletic quarterback on the field. What is the point of having an athletic quarterback on the field if you can't find a way to get the ball in the end zone from 5 yards away? Anytime Baltimore does it, it's a failure. Anytime Buffalo does it, it's a failure. Anytime Washington does it, it's a failure. So I'm not holding the quarterback up to any higher standards than what the guys who run the ball at quarterback can do. Philadelphia, same. If those guys don't get it inside the 5, it's a failure. Guess what? It's a failure for the Giants when they do it. Fast forward to the end where they're going down again. They get down, they stall, and unfortunately, this is what this team has dealt with over, since I've been covering the Giants. Just not enough touchdowns. And that allows teams to still be in the game, even though it's been a dominant first half by the Giants defense, right? So now that defense has to come out and still play mistake-free football. They've been given no room for error, right? That one touchdown took the room for error away, right? Because it should be 21. It should be 21-3, and instead it's 13-10. Let's see. Jude McAnamy. I don't understand why this hasn't been the goal the entire time. This man has been with the Giants for the past 3 years. I think this is the 3rd year with the Giants. He was pushing Gano last year. Then this offseason didn't hear much. Then the injury happens, and he's not there. So it's like, I don't even know why they brought in Younghoe Koo. You already had this dude in pocket. Shout out to him. 2 field goals, extra point. He's doing his job. Jackson Dart made some good decisions, made some bad decisions. But this offense isn't explosive. Right? This offense isn't explosive. This offense is faster. It can move the ball easier, but it's not explosive right now. It's not explosive. We need to be able to mix this type of offense where the quarterback's going to run and there's going to be the hokey pokey with all of that, but then with some explosives down the field. I did like the shot to Darius Slayton. It was an overthrown pass. I think it was on the he got the encroachment, had the free play, threw it up. No, that wasn't it. That was when Malik got hurt. It was another one where he threw it up towards the end zone. It was just a little too far. Just a little too far for Darius Slayton. But that, to me, is what you have to do. You got to be able to put the explosives with the ability to move the ball down the field. So definitely want to see more of that, being able to push the ball. Again, if Malik Neighbors is out, don't tell me the Giants need a wide receiver. Don't tell me Darius Slayton needs to be featured in this offense if Malik Neighbors can no longer go. Right? And even if we're fortunate enough and Malik Neighbors is able to come back, not this game, but if he's able to come back this season, Darius Slayton needs to be featured more in here. There's 2 people I've been talking about ad nauseum when it comes to this offense. One is Jameis Winston, and the other one is Darius Slayton, because there's been so much shade put on Darius Slayton's name. Right? He has the ability to be the explosive element. He's got 1 catch today for 18 yards. That is what he does. He gets yards in bunches. So we need to see him over there. Shout out to Darius Muasau, came back, played well in the first half. Kayvon Thibodeau having yet another y'all got me all the way effed up game. New York Giants fans, you are going to owe Kayvon Thibodeau the biggest apology at some point. He is out there balling. By the way, you know who else is balling? Abdul Carter. It's not going to show it on the stat books necessarily, right? He doesn't have any tackles. He doesn't have any sacks. He's got 3 quarterback hits. He's got pressures out the wazoo. They put him back down. You know what I liked? They started flipping him. Over the first 2 weeks, and even in week 3, they were playing Abdul Carter on the inside. They were playing him on the inside, and I was wondering why they didn't put anybody else on the inside. You can't put Brian Burns on the inside. Brian Burns is he's just too, to me, I could be wrong, he's too slender for that. But Kayvon Thibodeau, they could, and today you've seen them use Kayvon Thibodeau on the inside. They've been running a lot of stunts in games with Thibodeau and Carter together, which I think is phenomenal. Great first half outside of that one mess up. I think it was who was that over the top on the coverage? It wasn't Newman. I want to say it was Dane Belton. Dane Belton was over the top. He didn't get there on time. If Neighbors can't go, hopefully we can unlock high, and he has a lot of potential next man up because we got no room for error. You're right, Derek Grant. Absolutely. There's been a kickoff already. The Giants have the ball. Second half, the defense has to hold the fort. I don't think there's all of a sudden going to come this onslaught of points. I do think this offense will be able to move the ball. But while I'm at it, Scatterbows look good running the ball. Darts look good running the ball. All that. The protection, like not being able to pick up stunts or blitzes, it's just been a little off, right? But the defense has to go hard. This Giants offense, good run by Scatterbo on the first down. Like, this is what this offense is going to be. So let's continue to watch. Make sure New York Giants on SI, come check it out. Everything that we're doing over there, all the people that are writing, make sure that you hit the subscribe button. Subscribe. Good luck in the second half. Big Blue trying to get a W, which would be a really fantastic W. I don't care how you get the win. The goal is simply to get the win. That's all that matters. Take it easy. Until next time, I'm Coach Gene Clemons, and I have a giant issue.